Hello everyone, it's great to have you all on board. It's another time with Tutorial, the enthusiastic tutor, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be the revision class of the course POL315. And just like we know how things have been done, question banking, students are expected to provide answers to those questions using the comment section. And for those of us who are new to the stream, you might want to consider subscribing to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and also you want to give us a thumbs up as well. Most importantly, if you haven't gotten the keynote to the course yet, do all to request keynote immediately after the class. All you need is to head straight to our official website, which is www.tutorio.net. Use the WhatsApp button in the top right hand corner to send us a direct message. With this being said, let's hop straight into today's class. Okay, so as the thumbnail has it, to turn the audio very quickly. Okay, audio check confirmed. So as the thumbnail has it, we're going to be taking POL315. Okay, just a moment. We're going to be taking some, excuse me, I'm going to be taking some questions. Okay, I think the camera is okay that way. I'm going to be taking some questions as we go through this together. And for our very first question for today, so we have question 1. Marxist, in your own word, what do you understand by Marxist theory of revolution? Marxist theory. What does the Marxist, or what does Marxism, a Marxist is a believer of Marxism. So as a Marxist or as a Marxist or Marxism, what do you, now put yourself in the shoe of a Marxist, all right? I want to talk to us about what does a Marxist, or what does Marxism sees as revolution. So now the question is, what do you understand by the Marxist theory, all right? What do you Marxist theory of revolution? Every school of thought, all right, have their own belief, all right? They have chosen to believe a thing or two about revolution. But in this case, we are considering what the Marxist believes or sees as. Are we together? So please let the answers start coming in. Let's begin to drop our answers. Now, you don't have to write an episode, all right? You just want to give us your answer in the shortest direct form you can. Okay. Let's keep the answers popping in. Oh, I didn't even check the comment section. Good evening, Mrs. Regina. Good evening, Mrs. Oluwa Damilola. Hello, Mr. Emin. Okay, Mr. Day says hi. Awesome. Miss Immaculate says good evening. Oh, wonderful. I'm getting some response already. Let's keep the answers coming. What do you understand by the Marxist theory of revolution? All right, according to the Marxists, all right, or according to Marxism, what is their belief about revolution, I mean. Okay, wonderful. I'm getting some nice responses already. Trying to adjust the camera. So we have our first question. Please let's keep the answers coming. We need to respond. That is why we are in this class. I mean, this exam is this exam is happening tomorrow. So it's not something that we're having next week or the upper week. Okay. Wonderful. Getting some nice responses. Okay, thank you very much for that. Now, when we say the Marxist theory of revolution, what are we talking about? Let's see if we have more responses. Okay, it's pretty somehow, I don't know. When we consider the Marxists, their view, their perspective, when we consider a view, when we consider a perspective about revolution, one thing you need to bear in mind first and foremost is that who is a Marxist? Or what is Marxism itself? Now, if you now understand who a Marxist is or what Marxism is all about, then you can now tell what view. I mean, you cannot plant pawpaw and you get banana. You harvest banana. It is not possible. And the mouth only speaketh in the abundance of the heart. In the sense that if you know who a Marxist or what Marxism is all about, then you can tell what their view about revolution is all about. So what are we saying here? For you to be able to do that, you need to have the understanding that, okay, Marxist or Marxism, talk about that, they are of the opinion that they kick against capitalism. They are of the opinion that the production power should be given to the people. All right? The means of production should be taken away from so-called capitalists or bourgeois, those that are so-called elites, and given to the people. The people, when the power for the production of goods and services and distribution is handled by the people who are in need, then it will be used effectively to favor the people, not for the few powerful. All right. So now from the inevitable, all right, to over, it is inevitable, it's an inevitable outcome of contradiction within the capitalist mode of production, unlike the spontaneous rebellious masses revolution. All right. So what are we trying to say here? That as far as the masses or Marxism is concerned, they are of the opinion that for the revolution to be effective, all right, for the revolution to exist or take place, that means it is a time or an era whereby the power to produce or the power to determine what to produce and the distribution of these goods and services is given to the people, is being handled by the social, all right, social cultural system or the socialists. Let's put it that way. All right. So we have that as that. Or we can put it this way, where the production and the creation of goods and services of a country is a thing of a collective effort. All right. Then when we say collective effort, that has to do with socialism. Then this is the opinion of the masses. All right. Are we together? Okay. I think the audio is perfect. So let's take the next question. As we have been able to talk about this, let's take the next. I'm just going to mark this so we can take the next question. Now, for number 2, for question 2, what do we have? Now, it says, let's take this question. Question 2. What do you understand about the law of negation of negation? All right? The law of negation of negation. Explain. The law of negation of negation. Explain. The law of negation of negation. Okay. Just a moment. Please let's ensure to drop our answers. The law of negation. What do you understand by that? Let's keep the answers coming. The law of negation. Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much for that, Mrs. Regina. Always punctual as usual. Thank you very much for that. Let's keep the answers coming in. Okay. Yes, that's a very good one, man. Let's keep the answers coming in. Okay. Okay. Let's keep the answers coming in. Wonderful. Yes. Okay. I keep saying, let's try and make these definitions easy for ourselves. All right? It's okay to give definitions that are closely related to what you have in the course material. But such definition, you might face difficulties giving it, all right, explain such definition in the exam hall, because you need to have comprehend well, you need to understand well the definition you are giving or the definition you have read before you can put it down correctly. So I'm of the opinion that when you come through certain definition in your keynote, please try and put it your own way. Try and repurpose. All right. Try to repurpose it. Put it in a way that you can easily understand, and that definition will not lose its potency. The definition will not lose its effectiveness. All right. So please, yes, thank you very much for all this definition. Written off. All right. No, those formal law are a good point of contact, a good source to build upon the new one, because you cannot compare what is happening in 1990 to what is happening in 2025. These are two different timelines. These are two different eras. So what has been in 1995, all right, it still exists, but there have been some changes, there have been some upgrade, there have been some improvements. Okay, so when we talk about the law of negation, this is what we are simply referring to, building upon what has been as the state evolves. Can you hear me now, ma? I think we are back now. We are live now. That was the thing from the network. It's stable now. And I think we will proceed. Now let's take the next question. Okay. What do you understand by the said term socialism? What do you understand by the said term socialism? What's your take on the said term socialism? Okay, thank you for that. Oh, wonderful. Oh, nice responses. Okay, yes, we all have spoken well. When we talk of socialism, what are we simply referring to? Like I made mention of this already before now. I said, when we say socialism is the opposite of capitalism. All right. Now, socialism now is owned by the society. It's not about the few rich or elite or the few privileged people. It's owned. The means of production, all right, discipline of goods and services is owned and controlled by, all right, the corporate ownerships, all right, or corporate enterprise. We talk of common ownership, talk about ownership by citizenship, all right, or citizen ownership. What are we trying to say in essence? This is a system whereby the means of production and distribution is in the hands of the people, all right. So we have that as that. Let's take some in line with this. Now, when you hear of laissez-faire capitalism, explain. Explain. Laissez-faire capitalism. Explain. When you hear of laissez-faire capitalism, explain. What are we talking about? Let's keep the answers coming. Wonderful. Yes. Let's keep the answers coming in. Awesome. Yes, let's keep the answers coming. Laissez-faire capitalism. What do you understand by it? Okay. Awesome. Yes. Wonderful. So we have that as that. It's a free market economy system that encourages little government intervention. When it comes to economic activities, it encourages little or no government intervention. Now let's take the next question. Thank you very much for that. Now, when we say dialectics, explain. All right? Dialectics, explain. Okay. Okay. Thank you for the response. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, let's keep the answers coming in. Yes, you have all spoken well. When we talk of dialectics, what are we simply referring to? Now, simply put, it is the way of understanding the world around us through what we see as changes, contradictions, and misunderstanding. Meaning to say that the world we live in is very, very dynamic. All right, and it functions on what we call a interconnected system. Then we talk about dialectics. So let's take one more question and we call it a wrap. Are we together? Now let's take this question. Now when we say who is a Marxist, who is a all right, who is a Marxist? Let's talk about that. Who is a Marxist? Let's keep the answers coming. Okay. Let's keep the answers coming in. Let's keep the answers coming in. Who is a Marxist? Okay. 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 We all have spoken well. Yes. Wonderful. When we speak of a Marxist, we want to talk about the working class. These are the regular people on the street, regular people who are not getting all what they anticipate for. Right? So they have the opinion that power must be collected from the capitalists and given to them because they are the ones doing all the works for the capitalists to take shine of. So the Marxists or the Marxism we are talking about here, alright, is alright a Marxist. We are being particular about a Marxist now. So anyone that holds the opinion that the means of production and distribution should be handled, alright, and managed by the working class or by the social or by a socialist, then we have that individual as a Marxist. Alright, so we have that as that. So we've been able to take all these questions on the wrap for today. For those of us in the keynote, ensure to reach out to us today on our official website www.tutorial.net and request the keynote. Start button in the top right corner sends a direct message. Do have a wonderful evening. Wish you all the best for tomorrow. Bye for now.